Okay, we are live on YouTube. We are recording. This is... No, I keep doing that wrong. I know better. I need to write it down. From the bonus room studio above the garage on the north side of Gary, this is the Triangle Talk Show. And the folks on the audio feed hear some music now. The folks on the YouTube feed do not hear the music. And did I remember to put the right shot up? Nah, not really. That's the shot I want.
I think the other one was better.
Okay. We'll do the... If I can find it, we'll do the other one. This is the Triangle Talk Show for April 19th, 2018. And
it's not April, it's May.
I said May. I said April, but I meant May.
Yeah.
And I put on the screen, I put May. So.
Okay.
It's a good thing you're here to correct me, though.
It's rather enjoyable.
This is episode 9. It's under the travel category. Yes, we're now a travelogue. And joining me here is my lovely wife, Cyndi. Once again, 2 episodes in a row.
Oh, that's right.
That have you on it. It's pretty impressive. And this one live, not just still photos. Well, your voice was live before. So when we were coming up with the title for this, the folks that are watching the video, they know what the title is. The folks that are listening to the audio, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment because it's going to be a problem. They don't know what the title is. We were driving over from lunch, and I said, I'm going to call this episode Hawaii 5-0 with the O spelled O-H and an exclamation point because I can't call it 5-0 or it would just, we'd violate a trademark and get sued and taken down and stuff. So I was going to do that, and you said, Oh, then I was going to call it Hawaii 5 oh crap. And then you said, She's shaking her head.
No.
But for the folks on the audio feed, you don't rattle loud enough. Okay, so then I challenged you
to come up with something better, and I did.
And it is
Hawaii 5 uh-oh.
Hawaii 5 uh-oh. So here's the problem that I've got right out of the box. I want the Triangle Talk Show to be an primary audio program. Mostly audio. We do the YouTube live because I just happen to have all the television stuff in the studio, in the bonus room, above the garage, on the north side of Gary. I happen to have all the TV stuff left over from my career in television, but
I don't think it's left over from your career in television. Otherwise, it'd be a whole lot bigger and bulkier and wouldn't be HD.
The newer part of my career in television,
okay.
the podcasting career, the video casting career.
Mm-hmm.
So, so we can, we can do the video, but I really wanted the program to be an audio show for the audio listeners. But this episode is going to be really hard for just audio because it's a lot of pictures and video and some maps and things. So we will just have to, if you're listening on audio and you've got a phone or something nearby that you can go to the YouTube feed, I recommend you do that. But if you don't, we'll do our best to describe things. See if we can paint an acoustic landscape.
Give it a try.
What we're talking about. All right. So the reason for doing this show is we've both been watching the footage, TV news stories from Hawaii for 2 weeks now.
2 weeks, yeah.
As the Kilauea volcano has been
more active than usual.
Yeah, I was going to say erupting and then.
It's always erupting.
It's not. Well, yeah. It's always. First of all, yes, it is always erupting, and second, it's not doing what you think of. What your emoji on your phone says. So the boom
out of this nice formed.
It's not. That's not what it's doing. It hasn't done that in a long time, but it is spewing lava and it is covering up a neighborhood. Mm-hmm. A place we've been. Oh, I forgot something. I do need this. I do need this shot. I'm not dressed properly yet.
No.
But I've got behind me
at least 2 Hawaii, 3 Hawaii shirts. Look at that.
Well, yeah,
You've got 3.
Yeah, but one of them is just to cover up the damage the cat's done to the chair.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Okay, so I've got a tasteful
No, I think this
green one.
No, I think you need to go with the loud one.
And I've got a super loud floral pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
super loud floral.
Going with loud floral. Stand by, audio audience.
I'll grab the more conservative one.
Another reason to go to the YouTube channel.
Yeah. Because it is impressive. This shirt comes from Hilo Hattie's, as a matter of fact.
And it runs
Many
on 4
ago,
D cells.
at least. It's quite electric.
It's electric. Da, 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 da. All right. And if you're wondering why there may be a little more background noise than normal, it's that my wife has a minus 40 dB voice. And I got her mic cranked way up so you can hear her.
See, my office mates wouldn't say that.
Well, that's because when you're in the office, you speak up. But here, I try to get you to talk louder. Would you do it?
No.
No. All right.
Continue.
Now, wait. One more thing.
Puka beads.
Puka shells. Now, what are you wearing?
Lily Pulitzer, South Miami Beach.
That's not Hawaii.
It's tropical.
Sort of.
It is.
Okay, there we go.
Now you're official.
Oh. I'm Gary Pierce. I'm saying that now because I'm putting up the title. For those of you in the audio audience. And, it's, I got a shot for you here. There. Mm-hmm. You're Cyndi Pierce.
I would be, yes.
Yeah. And get the titles and stuff clear of the screen. Back to the split screen shot. For those of you in the audio audience, continuous split screen shot. Cyndi is panned slightly left. I am panned slightly right. All right, so we've been to Hawaii how many times? This is going to make people mad.
It's 12, 13, 14. I don't
20 years or 25 years.
20, yeah.
Yeah, about every 2 years. Your dad grew up for several years in Hawaii.
Yep, on Oahu. Mm-hmm. Prior to World War II.
Yeah.
He was born in Connecticut, and they moved within the year, his first year, to Honolulu, and spent, I think, 3 years out there.
And my parents were married in
Met
Honolulu.
and married.
Met and married. Yeah, they were both stationed in the Army in Tripler Hospital in Honolulu, and they got married out there. So we have connection.
Yes.
To the place. Not that either of us have spent any time in Oahu or on the in Honolulu. We spent a little time there, but very little.
I think we've only spent 24 hours at the most, and that wasn't even on purpose. Because the first time we went there, other than being in the airport, we would fly over for the day. Because when we went to Pearl Harbor that first time, we flew over from Maui for the day.
Right.
And drove along the North Shore. Didn't get into the Punch Bowl, but just took a lap around the island and then flew back to Maui.
By the Punch Bowl, I believe you mean Diamond Head.
Diamond Head, yeah.
Okay. So we are not going to position ourselves as Hawaii experts, just people who have traveled there quite a bit and spent most of our time on either Maui or the Big Island.
But we've been on all the islands except for Niihau.
Which you can't go to.
Right.
And Kahalawe, which you also can't go to.
Yeah.
So the thing that I've realized as I'm watching the news coverage is it is very hard to get an idea of the actual geography of what's happening with the eruptions over there. Mm-hmm. All the stories that I've seen, everybody's seen many of them, go between different places where things are happening and don't make much of a connection. So I thought, well, we can tell our audience, make those connections a little bit. and I've got some home movies. Oh, yay. Somebody else's home movies.
Hey, but yours are good.
Yeah, mine are good. You got a map in front of you, right?
I do. It's from the Volcanoes National Park.
Yeah, I don't think...
Not much we can...
I don't think people are going to see it. I'll do the over their shoulder. Hold it up over your right shoulder. People can see it a little
That's
bit.
part of it. Well, yeah, they're not going to be able to see it.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll just take a look at
Yeah.
good old Google Maps. And this is that we're looking at here is the Big Island of Hawaii. It's the one that's
Not
got
to be confused with Oahu.
right. Yeah. I'll go back enough you can see all of the islands. So, there's up here is
It's Oahu.
Oahu and Honolulu,
Molokai.
Molokai, Kahalai.
Lanai.
Oh, that's Lanai. There's
Yes.
Kahalai.
Yep.
There's Maui, and there's the Big Island. Okay,
And then
so
you forgot Kauai, far off to the left.
Kauai
There you go.
and Ni'iau,
Mm-hmm.
which always sounds like a name that would come from Monty Python, the Knights of Ni'iau.
There's an
knights
idea.
the knights who say Ni'iau.
Okay, so back to the Big Island.
Bad references all over the place. Okay, so we'll zoom back in on the Big Island. If you thought very much about it but don't know a whole lot about it, what you're thinking about is that the giant volcanoes. This is Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea. It's the one with all the telescopes on it, Mauna Kea. Those are not erupting. They're still considered active volcanoes, but none of them have erupted from their craters at all in century or so or more.
I'd have to look at the lava flow dates.
Yeah. So the Kilauea is down here on
The flank.
on the flank of Mauna Loa, but it is considered to be a separate volcano, and it's considered to be a separate volcano because it's got a different connection to the core.
Magma chamber.
Yeah. So a little more general geography. There is one hot spot out here that is bringing up lava. We got a cat going nuts. Can we see it in the... Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Blind cat that plays with the blinds and knows exactly where the pools are for the blinds. We
Yeah.
don't know. We
Yeah.
just accept that it happens.
Yep. So, okay. So there's a hot spot
In the Pacific Ocean.
with a connection to the core, the Earth's core, or at least down, I don't know, a few hundred miles, bringing up the lava. One hot spot. The mantle of the Earth has been sliding over that hot spot.
to the left.
Yeah, at an inch 100 years or something.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
not
Something really slow. But over the millennia, it has created the various islands, one after the other. So out here on
Kauai.
Kauai, it's old. The mountains, the volcanoes are
Extinct.
worn down. They have no connection to any active lava. They're all worn down. And they don't go that high, and they get a lot of rain. Oahu is similar, but a little bit newer, so the mountains are a little higher, but everything's still extinct. And then over on Maui, the Haleakala is 10,000 feet, so it hasn't been all worn down yet. And it has had lava flows back in the 1800s, I think.
Yeah.
Nothing since then. But they're not officially considering it extinct. It could technically get a little finger of lava coming up somewhere. So here on the Big Island, this is where the active volcanoes are. The hot spot is actually out here, and it is working on building a new island. Maybe out here. And do you remember what the name of that is? We looked it up yesterday. Lohi or Lohi.
Lohi.
Yeah.
We'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
Lohi.
Call your Remax agent because there's going to be some new land forming and you can get in on it early. That's probably not going to happen for, 10, 20,000 years or so
Right.
before it breaks the surface, but it's on its way.
So invest now.
There is new land being formed along this coast as we speak, as we live it. So once again, call your agent, but I don't think they're selling it yet, and you might not want to. Okay, so
Loihi.
Loihi?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you got your phone nearby.
Yeah.
What were you reading on there a minute ago?
Totally unrelated, but
Yeah.
it's something that I desperately need. So somebody on Facebook posted an advertisement that's called, it says, "Sweet dreams are made of this. Snore-activated husband ejector."
I don't snore.
If you've got a partner who sounds like a warthog operating a hammer drill every night, yes, just like that, the husband ejector could be the answer to your dreams. Once primed, this discreet yet powerful unit will deploy at the first sign of snorage. So, yeah, I'm going to get me one of those.
Is there a picture?
Yes.
I take it it's not ejecting the whole mattress.
And you probably, once again, can't.
Oh, give it to me.
I'll give it to you.
I have a camera just for these purposes. Although I need to make your screen darker. Is there any way to do that? This is
Not
an Apple. I don't know
boring everybody to tears, so let's carry on.
I can do that. I can do that easily with my Android phone.
Oh, hush.
It's really easy to
I
dim the
love
screen
my
with
iPhone
my
10.
Android phone.
I love my iPhone.
Maybe I can hold it up to this camera. Same problem.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
Okay, hand it back. Let's continue.
I forget where we were.
We were talking about the topography of the Big Island and where the volcano sits. Exactly, the hot spot.
So this again is Mauna Loa, the long mountain. And then over here is Kilauea. Again, it's a separate, this looks like a valley, but it's not really. And so Kilauea is in there. So now I'm going to get even closer in. And well, I can give you the big picture pretty quickly. The big picture is that this is where Kilauea is, and we're going to see some lava there. And they have had shots of lava, and they've shown that big plume of ash, and that's where that is happening. But where the destruction has been happening, where the active lava that you're seeing on the ground that's covering up a neighborhood, is way over here.
And what they call the East Rift.
Yeah, by a town called Pahoa, and the neighborhood of
Leilani Estates.
Yeah, Leilani Estates. So let me zoom in on that. So there's Pahoa, and there's the Leilani Estates. So let me put that on the big screen. Again, that's Pahoa, small town. Leilani Estates, bigger than I thought it was. Probably a couple hundred houses.
It's a pretty big neighborhood
there.
for the island, really.
Yeah. And that's about 15 to 20 miles apart.
Mm-hmm.
And there's but wait, there's more. Most of the lava is not actually being generated here at Kilauea.
Not the lava flow specifically is not being generated from there. It's from over there to your right. Pu'u'o'o.
Yes, I've got it here somewhere. Oh, I take it back. I was showing you Pu'u'o'o. Pay no attention to me. Okay, so I don't know what I'm... Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. So this is what they call the Kilauea caldera. And this is basically the summit of Kilauea, although it hardly has a summit. It's not a volcano that sticks up like a mountain. It's got no mountain characteristics to it. As you drive around the territory, the elevation doesn't change all that much. But there's a collapsed cone called the Kilauea caldera, and within that, there is an even lower depression called Halemaumau.
Mau.
Halemaumau. Halemaumau. And you've been seeing pictures from the volcano observatory, from the Yeah, the
And show 'em
volcano
where that
observatory.
is.
It is
Up to your top right. Over a little bit more. There you go. Keep. Oh, that's the military camp.
Yeah.
Okay, so
No, there's-
there we go.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's the observatory.
Observatory.
It's and something called the Jagger Museum was one of the scientists that was involved in it. Stop that. Okay, so that is on the edge of the Kilauea caldera and the Halemaumau crater. And then a little distance away, there's a visitor center and a hotel and a restaurant. All of that is closed right now. It chased everybody away from it.
Yep.
Because this right here is where all that ash is coming up
Yeah.
from. Doesn't look like much in the Google Earth picture because it's not a live picture. I think I've got some of those stills to show in just a minute. Okay, so that's the top of
Kilauea.
Kilauea. It's not really a top. It's not a mountain. It's not sticking up. It's just not sticking up like a volcano. Oh, there's my camera. It's pretty flat.
You can go to
There,
Pu'u'o.
there is something that is sticking up a little bit like a volcano. And I had it marked. Where did my marks go?
Go to your right. There you go.
Is that it?
I think it is.
I think that's it. It's a little mini volcano. It's called Pu'u'o. Oh,
You want to flip to the screen?
I didn't have that
instead
on
of
the
us?
screen anyway.
Yeah, good.
But
Now we're seeing the back of your head.
yeah, well, I'm okay. And now my marks have come back. All right, so I was trying to show you the Jagger Museum. I'm a really good television person. The problem, of course, is I'm trying to do this, be the technical director and the talent at the same time, failing at both. Okay, so there's the Jagger Museum and the Volcano Observatory, and the pictures that you've seen of the big plume are coming from here. And we'll have a little bit of video of that later. And then it's sitting alongside the big caldera, and this giant hole in the ground, 100 feet or so high, depression is the Kilauea caldera, and then this smaller one is Halemaumau. Although it's been fun listening to the newscasters on TV trying to pronounce these names. Anyway, that's where all the ash and smoke and stuff is coming from. Okay, so, and then up here is what they call Volcano House and the visitor center and a hotel and very nice restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Had breakfast there many
Oh,
times.
gosh, breakfast bar is wonderful.
Recommend it.
Too bad. Yeah, well, too bad you
All
can't go there right
closed
now.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't make reservations right now.
No.
Okay, so this is the thing that is the most volcano-looking thing about it. And this is the name that is the hardest.
No,
You don't think that's it?
I don't think that's Pu'u'o. No, it's not. It's not smoking. Go out. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
That's the one that actually the one you've got a pin on over here on the far left is the one that we went and peered into last time we were up there.
I think I may have. Yeah, I know I've got a home movie on
Oh yeah.
YouTube that you can watch. I'll put links in the Ham Radio now. The Triangle Talk Show website for my home movies. They're great. Okay, so here is Pu'u'o. And this actually has a lava bed in it. It's got the volcano looking top and then a crater, and you look down at it and you see molten lava most of the time, except not right now because it's all drained out because it's going somewhere else.
Right, it's going downhill.
And once again, this is not a live picture. This is an old.
Google
this
Maps.
is it says from 2018. Imagery from 2018.
Interesting. Okay.
But not.
Well, you'll know when they
Not
update
May
the map.
2018.
If you'll know when they update it to May,
Yeah.
because you will be able to clearly see that East Rift Zone. smoking.
Yep. So
yeah, Pu'u'o has made all of that lava flow. That's a very steep downhill to the ocean.
Yeah.
And since 1983, I guess, it's been spewing out lava off and on.
Yeah, the Kilauea had done its eruption thing, hundreds of feet in the air.
Back in the 20s, I think.
And earlier, Mark Twain wrote about it.
So that's right, yeah, in the late 1800s.
Yeah, so you got an idea that it's been a while since that was the big thing. It may become the big thing again.
1885.
It's got some possibilities. But for right now, it's not the big thing. The big thing is still happening here at Pu'u'o, which is, let's see if I can get it spelled on the screen. I don't know if... Nah, just wants to...
That's surprising.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. It's P-U-U-O-O. With lots of spaces and accent marks. Yeah. And that is one of them that the TV news anchors are having a real hard time with. Most of them are getting Kilauea, but nobody gets Pu'u'o right.
No.
And of course, it's got poo in it, so everyone giggles and they don't want to say it. You're not giggling.
So let's talk about what it's doing now.
Okay. So, well,
show them on the map.
Let's go back a few years. So most of our trips, we've gone out and we've wanted to see lava. Everybody wants to go out there and see lava, and we have
up close and personal.
Pretty up close and personal.
Well, you're standing right beside it. I think that's good enough.
We were 20, 30 feet away.
No, we got closer than that.
I got a zoom lens. You're remembering the video.
Possibly. But it was hot. There was no way you were going to just accidentally step in it. That's for sure. It was very hot.
Yeah. So when we went out, what we had to do, we would drive down something called Chain of Craters Road, and it would take us up to about here, and then the active lava flow was coming down here and dropping into the ocean. And at that time, there was a great big steam plume where it was hitting the ocean. And we would have about a 6-mile walk to get out and then see the lava as it kind of trickled down this part of the lava flow. And over the decades, it's been this wide. And at any one point, it would only be 1,000 feet wide or so. And we got out a couple times that far. It was an hours and hours long walk.
Yeah, very windy.
Yep, and we did one of them so that we got out there during sunset, and it turned night, and then you could actually see everything.
Yeah, but that was a little scary going back.
Well, it was scary going back because there's no lights out there at all. So you had flashlights.
And you're walking on black lava.
Yeah, it's hard to walk on.
But they had these little cones with lights on them every quarter mile. And
not every quarter mile, only for a few miles in, and not for most of the rest of it.
Okay, that's true. Not for the whole 6 miles out, no, but for I think it was 4 miles, they had cones every quarter mile.
Which you couldn't really see.
You couldn't see them all the time because the lava gets piled up. And so you're going around these lava piles, and you'll lose sight of the light. And, you can end up going too far down towards the ocean and kind of get off path. But it sounds like it should be simple, but it really wasn't.
We had GPS.
We did have GPS, and we had somebody we found somebody that did not carry an extra flashlight. Her flashlight had gone out.
Don't bang the table.
And she ended up walking with us back to the parking lot.
Because she was in pitch black.
Yeah, she had
I think
no
she called
light.
out or something.
Yeah, so we picked her up. And
it was not like the place is flooded with people.
No.
You could see flashlights here and there in the distance, but...
Yeah, and the wind's blowing so hard that you can't
really hear
anybody. Yeah, so it's kind of spooky.
We saved someone's life. Or at least saved them from a very uncomfortable night.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's where things had been. And then a couple of years ago, that kind of closed up. You don't see the big steam plume down here anymore.
It went further towards Kalapana, I think.
Well,
because we were going to go down there and take a look at it the last time we were there. which is the end of that road.
Yeah. At this end of it, there had been neighborhoods, and they just got
they got covered in lava back in the 80s or the 90s, I think.
Yeah. And they've carved some new roads through it. That's kind of interesting. You can drive through and see a few houses got spared, but spared for what? Because they
just going to get more lava at some point.
Well, at some point, and no water, no power.
Right.
They weren't rebuilding.
Yeah, they're
or anything.
living off the grid and
totally off the grid.
Yeah.
So, but the people that own those houses, some of them have stayed. They put up solar and cisterns for water. I don't think
catchments.
You can get a well.
No, you get a catchment
because it rains a lot. You'll get some water. So that's what's going on there. Now, as we go a little bit farther east and get on toward Pahoa, in 2015, some lava breakouts started to come down and threaten the town of Pahoa up here. Let me zoom in just a little bit more. They don't really show up, even though this is a 2018 map. They don't really show up.
Not as much as you'd think. Yeah.
I guess I'm
see
seeing.
If you can find the transfer station.
This looks a little bit of lava-ish. Transfer station is right. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because it just stopped right at the transfer station.
Yeah,
literally.
So it looks like it was
the parking lot.
Going to hit Pahoa, and then it didn't. And so that happened for a few months in 2015, and we went out there for our vacation. Late 2014, around Christmas, 2015. We went out there for our vacation in May, and that's some video I'll be playing for you in a couple of minutes. And then this year, it's gone a little bit farther south and over into. I'm not sure why it hasn't closed this road. It's apparently gone under the road.
No, it did. If you look, let me do a quick Google map here. I'm pretty sure that road is closed. I think because the fissures. Well, okay, the fissures opened up in Leilani Estates.
Turn on traffic. Oh yeah, I can see it's closed.
Yeah.
So they must have a diversion for getting around it.
Well, remember, Leilani Estates is where the fissures are, so there's no lava behind it on 130 that I'm aware of. I think if you look at
this is
the
Highway
map,
130 that Cyndi is talking about.
Yeah, so everything is to the right of 130 that has opened up. So there's no lava to the left there on the road, but they sure as heck aren't going to let you go down that road.
But the lava is coming from over here.
Right, it's
so
underground.
So it must be going under the road.
Yeah, it's going under the road.
So I don't know why they have the road closed.
Probably because there's a good chance that a fissure will occur in that road, too.
An abundance of caution.
Yeah, which makes sense.
All right, so that's the idea that we're trying to get across, is that you will see footage and pictures of the big plume, the big steam plume.
Kilauea,
from Kilauea up, in this area, and then you'll see destruction and the
spouting.
Yeah, the spouting and the kabooms and all that. That's way over here,
Leilani,
and then not very much going on in between. But then there's nothing. There's no humanity in there. There's no roads. There's no people. It's just kind of empty territory. So that's what we're looking at. So 2015, we were in that territory. The lava had approached Pahoa from around Christmas 2014, early 2015, and our vacation was planned in May, and we didn't really know what we were going to expect from out there. We've been to Pahoa a bunch of times.
And we had a favorite Mexican restaurant. We were worried that it would take out, but that's another story.
Well, it'll be in the video. You haven't seen the video yet.
No.
So let me get over here and get to play that. And here is, yay, somebody else's home movies. Sign for Pahoa. So Cyndi picked up this interesting little computer up in Hawaii. It's got a flexible screen.
This is me
being a jerk, yeah.
specialize in that.
front lit or lit by exterior, so no backlighting. Because if we turn off the lights, you can't see it anymore. You don't need to turn it on. It seems to be on all the time. Remarkable technology. I've tried pinching and zooming, and none of that works. So
I guess I'm driving at this
old
point.
Technology. And, I think you are.
I
also haven't been
there's
able
my
to figure out how to
fish belly white legs
connect to anything besides this one map, which doesn't appear to be Google Maps. I've tried to turn on satellite view, and I can't find that. So this is compelling for the audio listeners. The information on it is interesting, and we're going here through Bahoa.
I need to find that map. There's a lot of good detail on there.
It's not the one you got in front of you?
No, this one's from the park.
That will be the freshest air on the planet.
It's just to the park.
At least at sea level. What I'm talking about there is, if you look out at this end of the map, this Cape Kumokahi. How am I doing? How's my Hawaiian? Cape Kumokahi. That is sitting at the very eastern end of the island with thousands of miles of ocean between it, and most of the trade winds blow from the east out there. So plenty of time for all the pollutants to go away. I'll put a little bit of that in the video so you can hear me breathe.
Well, you can hear a lot of wind.
Hear my asthmatic breathing. Okay, so here in Bahoa, this is what they did to protect the power poles.
Now that was funny. The first time they did that, they didn't put enough protection around it. And when the lava went by, they were all very proud of themselves because it didn't burn up right away.
Transfer station. This was a lava viewing area.
But then it started smoking from the top like a cigarette, and they realized they hadn't quite got enough insulation around it.
It's a waste transfer station before, and that's what it's doing again.
Yeah, there's another one.
There's a bunch of them there. So it is a transfer station again. So we hadn't been there. We didn't know what we were going to see. I'm almost surprised that we're not flooded with tourists.
Because
here's where the lava showed up.
And it just decided to stop right there in the parking lot.
Bottles are loud.
Yeah. But absolutely amazing. And it went through, you can see where it goes through the fence.
Escaped the fence.
Yeah. But it didn't. What surprises me, as hot as that lava is, it didn't melt the fence down. Look at that. It just
sort of contained it, sort of.
Yeah. See, it's bulging out on one side.
It wasn't quite that hot when it got there.
Yeah, just right up against it. I just said, okay, it's as far as I'm going.
And it's not melted.
No. That's just what I just can't understand.
Well, it's not hot enough, I guess, to melt.
No, obviously not.
Stainless steel or iron or whatever that's made out of.
Yeah. That's just totally fascinating to see what it did.
It's not charred, not melted.
And there's stuff already growing in it. Yeah, it came right up against that fence. And somebody's house is off to the left. I think that's the one.
Offerings to Pele. We can talk about the concept of Pele and the so there's a puka shell necklace like the one I've got on here. I don't know if Native Hawaiians actually believe in the legends anymore. Pele, the volcano goddess.
I think there are still plenty of them that do because of the offerings. Because of the ceremonies that you'll see, I think they still do. Yeah, I think it may be sort of a combination of, historic lore and some actual belief, but more it's just culture. It's a big part of their culture still.
And yet they do consider many areas to be sacred ground,
like Mauna Kea.
Yeah, we didn't. On that same trip, we stopped up on Mauna Kea, and there was a protest going on because they put the telescopes up there under what many Native Hawaiians will say is false pretenses. They promised a lot of things that they didn't deliver on, and they went a lot farther than they said they were.
Yeah.
Me, typical science guy, says, hey, this is a couple of square miles of most valuable real estate on Earth for telescopes. And for the Hawaiians, it's it's a sacred ground, they thought they were striking a compromise, and then the good old white man turned out to be a bunch of jerks. Or that.
Well, we don't know all the details, but there is.
I know enough about white men to know what they would do.
Because you are one.
Yeah, and I can certainly believe that they took maximum advantage and pushed everything that they promised. So, I would miss the telescopes up there, I guess, but if you're going to make a promise like that, keep it.
Mm-hmm. But back to the
or as many people have said, so you want all the illegal aliens out of the country? Goodbye, white people.
Yeah, you got to go.
Yeah, wasn't yours.
So back to
came here
Pele.
and took it. Yeah. Okay. So there'll be here our
offerings up to Pele.
Yeah. Glad you're here to finish my sentences for me. It takes me a while to get to.
I know.
To get to the back half.
You can hear the glass.
Yeah.
Being thrown in. So I don't know so much.
That got melted and burned.
Oh yeah, that was interesting. Half the sign got burned away. I think it said "Don't litter." Pele doesn't care.
I guess there's somebody that.
And there's the house, or what's left of the house.
Destroyed. It's pretty much gone.
And this is the one I think that it lifted up the sink, the kitchen sink, right out of the plumbing, and they found it further down on the lava flow.
Got a turn.
And then it pushed that fence up out of the ground too.
Yes, it did. Lava will do what it wants to do.
Here's a better look at what they've done to protect the.
So do you think this is the successful version?
I think it's successful because if you look back, that next one I think has lava around it. Let's see if you can zoom in far enough. But I think though they finally figured out the best combination of rock and lava and
if it came through here,
aluminum and things.
And then hardened, and this would be accessible.
So we're zooming in on what for those of you that are just listening, it's a pile of rock and then a kind of a skirt container with more rock inside of it, up circling, girdling the power pole, and then the power pole up above it for about 15 feet.
Yeah, 15 feet up.
Yeah. So
to try to keep the power poles from
burning
burning down, because my guess is this is probably the main power that comes into the Pahoa area. Yeah. And they really want to keep that. And like you've seen in the videos in Leilani Estates, the thing that bothered me on one of the first videos I saw was one of the neighbors was out taking video, and here the lava was going right past or around these power poles. And the guy's standing there. I'm thinking, you really shouldn't be standing there because that power pole and the lines are going to come down on you.
This is so amazing. I mean, and think of how hot this all was, and look at how this vegetation is still here and along the fence line. I mean, this only happened a couple of months ago. It's just bizarre.
Yeah.
I'm also a little surprised there's no more tourists here.
Just wait.
Well, that was before.
No, they'll be here.
Well,
everybody's heading up to the caldera, which is bubbling over right now.
Yeah.
But this is still extremely fascinating.
Yep.
Even though it's cooled now.
Now there's ground that was younger than you.
Yeah.
We're making a reference to a place we like to hike.
Kilauea Iki.
Yeah.
Which erupted in
yesterday.
59, in the fall of 59.
Yeah, after last Christmas.
So I was.
You were born in
year.
January 59,
yeah.
so it was land younger than you are. Now here's land that's younger than somebody who was born in early 2015.
Interesting. I don't quite understand the money aspect, but I don't think Pele has any interest in money.
Wishing well.
Wishing well.
Now something about Pele that that people will. Absolutely, everybody, not just Native Hawaiians, everybody will testify to, is that Pele does not want you to remove volcanic.
No, not even a pebble. Do not take any piece of rock from Hawaii.
Yeah.
She will get you back.
Yeah, and people have mailed the samples, the souvenirs that they brought, they've mailed it back.
Put it back.
Saying, my life has gone to hell.
Yeah, and this has been multiple park rangers that have told us this.
Yeah.
That, they personally have, dealt with these packages of rocks that people send back. So don't even think about it. I had somebody at work on one of our trips. As I was talking to him, he goes, "Oh, can you bring me back, some rock from the volcano?" I'm like, "No." And I explained to him, even though he was very Christian, I said, "I'm just telling you, it's well known that Pele just doesn't like it, and you will experience bad luck. So just no, I'm not going to do it."
Don't take this stuff off the island.
No, and don't
So
engrave
this
it.
road did get covered down there. Probably too small to make the news.
So this, in a year, is what people are going to be doing around Leilani Estates, is looking at all this damage as tourists.
Okay, there's the tourists.
Yep, that's
Tour
true.
bus came down.
Tour bus
Tourists
came
have
in.
arrived, besides us. This is
Okay, a
cleanest
quick
air.
stop out at the cape that has
Oh
the
yeah, the
Yes.
cleanest air.
Where they come and take a sample of the air is a standard of the cleanest air on Earth.
and it's
Smells
moonscape.
funny.
It's all
It's
black lava all over the
technically
place, and
been
then
Yeah.
very pretty is the
across
ocean.
almost 3,000 miles
Crashes
of
up
open
against
ocean.
it.
Very, very
Getting rid of
windy.
all the crap people put into it, unless you're a crap denier. And it gets here with no crap. So I can stand here and breathe for a while. My allergies should go away, and my asthma might clear up.
And those pools are very warm.
So
Here
the
we
name of the
go.
restaurant is
Quins.
Loquins. It's not Hawaiian.
Quins.
Loquins.
And we've been going there
And the food porn.
for a long time. This is in
Giant
Pahoa is a
burrito.
little Wild West town. It's where the
See the
characters show up. Not necessarily native Hawaiians, but
No,
your
this is the hippies.
yeah, your
Hawaiian
counterculture.
hippies.
And a pan down Main Street in Pahoa. Your basic Wild West town. Bingo. It is Friday. 12:30 in the afternoon.
Change days.
May 8th, something.
2015.
Oh, yes, May 8th. And we are back in Volcanoes, and we are heading to the Jagger Museum.
In the
and,
national park.
We may see just how crowded it can be.
Oh, yeah.
So far.
It had been very crowded because there
And we are hoping to get
active lava had been pretty rare
control tower
up in the Kilauea caldera area
observatory.
until that
There's no
year.
line to get in.
And there's not a lot, but there was a little at that point. And so sometimes
And
the parking lot there would be overflowing,
not a
and they
problem.
have people lined up along the street parking.
Here,
And this is where we met
little bit
Lopaka, right?
And you will see him in a moment.
Oh, good. You want to tell the story about how you met Lopaka?
Sure. Lopaka is a engineer with the Hawaiian Volcanoes Observatory, and he's a ham radio guy, and I'm a ham radio guy. And while you were I think we were partly parked at the
At the visitor center.
visitor center,
Yeah.
and you were in doing something, and I was sitting there playing with a radio, and this guy calls me. It's pretty rare to have contacts out there because not a lot of hams. The radio's not too busy. And this guy calls me and introduces himself and says, "Would you guys like a tour of the observatory?" Twist my arm. This thing that you can see up over, behind the Jagger Museum is where all the science stuff is going on. And there's this
All
thing
the
that looks like an
webcams.
aircraft control tower. And you always wonder what the heck is up there. And
Lots of webcams.
I'm gonna show you.
Yes.
Gonna show you what's up there.
Fantastic view. Oh, there we go.
And
There it is.
we're up there. Turns out there's not much up there.
Just a bunch of webcams.
Yeah. And so if you look at the shots from what they call the Kilauea Hawaiian Volcanoes Observatory, these are the cameras and this is the location that it's coming from. And if you were to be up there now, you'd be
would be-
pelted by those
yeah.
boulders and you would be seeing all of that ash
Yeah.
pouring out of this spot that we're looking at in the video right now.
Yeah.
Now, we have seen ash plumes come out of it, serious ash plumes. And our first trips, out there, I'm going to back the video up a little bit.
Yeah, that's back in the day when you could walk along the rim of Kilauea crater, caldera, excuse me. In fact, right above that point where all the smoke is coming out is where one of the main viewing overlooks was. And we used to be able to walk along this rim. Right to the very edge.
Haven't been able to do that now for over a decade, I think.
Almost,
Once this started to actually become a little bit more active.
Mm-hmm.
I've got footage of that. It's on high 8.
Yeah.
To go get it transferred someday. Now, it might be not valuable, but more interesting.
And I remember us talking about, because the rocks were cracked along the edge there of that overlook, and I kept saying, this gives me the willies, because this could easily just drop off. And sure enough.
Has it? Has it dropped off?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that some of that stuff has, and I know it blew out rocks, big rocks. I saw the pictures of them in that area, that general area of the lookout. And also in the parking lot, the old parking lot, where you would park and then walk to the lookout. So, they called it right to get people out of there. It was mostly because the SO2 that was coming out of Halemaumau.
SO2?
Yeah.
Sulfur
dioxide. Yeah.
Stinky stuff. Bad for your
it's
lungs.
not. Yeah, and we've actually been at the park when it was too overwhelming. There was one time where I think we had to leave because you've got asthma, and it would burn your throat, just even up at the visitor center.
Yep.
So we just said no, because the winds were blowing wrong that day. But generally they're blowing towards the ocean, I guess. Yeah, more towards the ocean.
It's variable.
Yeah.
The trade winds come from the east.
But it's rare that smoke is coming over the Jagger Museum. It's usually going in the opposite direction.
Well, as we look at this picture, it is blowing pretty much. The Jagger Museum is a little bit north of this spot, and it's kind of blowing, like I'd expect it was blowing toward the west with winds coming from the east. Mm-hmm. I think that's typical of what you're going to see. Let's move on. So again, those are the cameras that you would see on the web.
And I think Lopaka was in charge of managing the network of all the different data gathering devices, tilt meters, cameras, etc. that are out.
The lava that you're seeing down there in the Halemaumau has receded, and it's what's now headed out to the Leilani Estates.
Right. Yeah, that lava lake has dropped tremendously.
A little 360 view of the not much up there observatory. There's a good wide shot of the Halemaumau crater. And another viewing area. You can get around the corner a little bit and see the lava coming out a little bit better. And once again, you can't go there now. So my video is your ticket to see what's going on here. Nothing like what Mark Twain saw.
Yes, that rainbow was fantastic. Kilauea Iki.
Nothing like what Mark Twain saw, but it still drew lots and lots of visitors.
Yeah, the Leilani Estates. And I think, no, it wouldn't have been Iki. Iki also did a really good spouting and spattering.
It did in 1959.
Mm-hmm.
So, it did the typical fountaining thing, which also not being the typical mountain-looking volcano.
Right.
Iki is it's
a crater.
Yeah, I need to know what buttons I'm pushing here. Yeah, there we go. So there's the main Kilauea caldera here, and this is Kilauea Iki, which is right off to the side. And it was, I guess the depression had been there for a while, But this is it. Spewed up from there in 1959. One of our favorite trips is to park along here and then walk along the park. I guess right about there. Walk along the trail and then down in and across, and then back up. And it's a 2-3 hour walk.
Mm-hmm. About 2 hours.
The very first time we did it, standing up here, about a couple hundred feet above the floor, you can see people down there looking, real tiny, and you think, wow, that looks like it's going to be really difficult, but it wasn't.
No, it
wasn't really hard.
Piece of cake, beautiful.
Yep. So what I was showing here is down in Kilauea Iki. One day, there was a rainbow entirely
in the crater.
In the crater. Let me back up just a little bit if I can.
That was amazing. We should have gone to look for the pot of gold.
Either side.
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go.
Entirely inside the crater.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool. I just threw that in because it was in there. And this is our flight back. Oh, we're on the airplane leaving the Big Island. And so here you're seeing Mauna Kea and all of the telescopes on top. So that's Mauna Kea with all the telescopes on top, and Mauna Loa in the background. And then the territory we're talking about is going to be on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
If you could see over the top of that mountain. It's all way back there. Got anything else going on here? I think one more airport picture.
And the top of, yeah. Were we on the standby? No, we had first class. We don't have to worry about that. Oh, that's early morning Dallas.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah.
After a red eye.
Yeah. So we leave at about 6, 7 o'clock at night out of Honolulu or Kahului, then get into Dallas at about 5 in the morning, and then get on a 6-something a.m. flight back to Raleigh.
Always come back on the red eyes.
Yeah. Well, you haven't got much choice unless you want to, well.
Okay. Here's the Hawaii.
What?
I can talk. The Hawaiian Volcano Observatory website, and some of the cameras. Let's see what this camera looks like. Okay, so that's currently
today.
what's going on.
Yeah, that's today. Look at that. Yeah, see a little bit more coming out of there than you've seen on our video.
Yep. This is that Halemaumau
and Kilauea
crater inside the Kilauea
caldera.
And let's see. Can I control this? No. I don't know how to go back. What happened? Why have I got no control?
See if you can find the map that shows where all the vents are.
Okay, this is closer up, and so close up that all you see is the
ash.
Yeah. Well, mostly steam, I think, here. What did you want me to find?
There's an interactive map of all the fissures that are in Leilani Estates. There's like 22, I think. And it's somewhere on the USGS website.
Well, I'll do
if you go back to USGS.
Don't thump the table, please.
Sorry. Can't help it.
How do you spell Leilani?
Leilani.
Well, what do you see here that might be it?
Go to KHON. KHON.com.
Oh, not anything here.
Well, I know it's out there on KHON.
That's the TV station.
Right. In Honolulu. Okay.
Well, let's look at their...
oh, good. More explosions. And somewhere... So what you're seeing there is in Leilani Estates. That is not up at Kilauea Caldera.
Yeah.
Those are the fissures that have opened up along the East Rift.
Isolating dozens of homes. Tonight, the county and the National Guard even conducted evacuations by helicopter.
Wow.
Okay, so what are we looking for?
Hold on, let me find it on my phone here, and then I'll tell you where to find it. Oh, there we go. Okay, so scroll down, and you should... okay, hold on. Keep scrolling. Okay, because on the phone I can find Kilauea eruption links, and under that is latest volcano update interactive fissure map.
Yeah, things that show up on a phone
Yeah.
look different on a web.
Well, do a search for fissure map on the website.
Nope. Primary election map.
No. I can see it from here. It's like the second one down. What does that say right there?
Concern over road cracks prompts
Yeah.
mandatory evacuation.
Okay, go ahead and open
Oh,
that
that
up.
does say
And I think you should see the map. Well, maybe there's a link in there to the fissure map.
it did say something about that, but I'm not seeing it now.
Okay, so put this...
Oh, click here for an interactive
Yeah,
map.
there you go. And that's pretty interesting.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Quick and easy access to records and maps and roads and stuff. Don't go here, you will die. Oh, I agree.
Death to
I
all
agree.
that enter.
I will die.
Okay, there we go. Perfect.
So what am I looking at?
That should be showing you the little triangles. Should have numbers on them. I can show you. Oh, I know. You've got to put the layers in there. I've got mine up. I'm having a hard time seeing your screen.
I don't see... Oh,
Yeah, those little triangles. Okay, zoom in a
Player
little bit
list.
more. Yeah.
almost everything is turned on. What's not?
No, you're okay. Just zoom in because you see these little green triangles?
Yeah.
Those are the fissures, and they have numbers on them.
Well, they're not going to get bigger when I zoom in.
Well, they should have.
14,
Mm-hmm.
2.
Yeah. Yep. So you should see there's
Why do I care about the
22,
numbers?
Because that's how many there are.
Oh,
It's in order of when they opened up.
Okay, and as we can see over here on Highway 130, they went under it,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yep.
you know that's called a lava tube. So they're in kind of a straight line.
Yeah. That's what a fissure is.
So over here was what we saw in 2015
Right. Yes.
that
Yeah.
just stopped a little bit before it hit the road and hit the town.
Mm-hmm.
And then, kind of empty in here until they come out there. And this is old stuff where a neighborhood was lost
Mm-hmm.
decades ago.
Right. Trying to remember the name of that. Something Gardens. Let me see if I can pull it up, because it's under the lava now.
Yeah, most of that would be down in here. Don't know if they're going to... Oh, that might give us the name. Well, Kalapana was one of the towns.
Kalapana there was at the end of all the lava. No, I'm not seeing the name of the neighborhood, but yeah. That was in the 90s, early 90s, that it got overrun.
This is a pretty picture from our 2017 visit of some video that is on the web, and this is a night look into the Halemaumau crater, looking at the lava splash. I think I can make that play a little bit.
And what was nice is when there weren't a lot of people around, you could hear the lava splashing and the little bit of noise coming out of there.
Nothing like what's being described as just explosions.
Oh, no, nothing that loud. But it was kind of annoying having so many people there, because if they just shut up, they could hear the lava bubbling.
Some guy flew a drone out there and he got caught.
Oh, people got mad at him. That is a no-no.
Yep. Back up just a little bit on that video.
Oh,
we went on a tour of a lava tube cave.
A double secret lava tube cave.
Yeah.
That we had to swear we would never tell anybody where it was.
Couldn't if I wanted to.
I could, but I won't.
Shh.
I won't. That was an amazing opportunity.
Yep.
That's not where you'd want to be right now.
This video is available for you to watch on the web. Only 57 views so far. It is on a YouTube page or YouTube channel called KN4AQ2. Kilo November 4 America Quebec 2. The YouTube channel. I can't get a Triangle Talk Show YouTube channel name till 1,000 of you subscribe now. YouTube's tightened up their requirements.
Interesting.
And I love that comment, whoever made that, because it does look like that, right? And even with the white coloration that
You hear me breathing.
you think that it's a slag type, but we have what's called basaltic type of rock here in Hawaii, okay? So as opposed to limestone chemistry.
So you can go
spelunking with us.
Go look at that yourself.
Yeah, we need to post more of these videos on Facebook.
Need to edit them.
No, not
Oh,
necessarily.
on Facebook. Well, I can't
just
post them
take
on
the links.
Facebook.
No,
But
links
you
to
can link
YouTube.
to them.
Well, yeah, link it, yeah.
I mean, you can put video on Facebook,
Yes,
but they have a limit, 45 minutes. I never make anything that's...
it's less than an
than
hour or
45
two or
minutes.
3 or 4, depending.
All right, so yay, you've watched somebody else's home movie, compelling as it is.
And hopefully you now get a better understanding of what's going on out there and where it's happening and what you're seeing when they're showing you. If they're showing you that big plume of smoke and ash, that's Kilauea caldera. If they're showing you the spouting lava, that's Leilani Estates. And they're about 15 miles from each other.
Without much volcanic stuff going on in between.
No, it's all going underground and popping up down there in the East Rift.
Yep. And the main source of the lava is underneath Pu'u'o'o.
Well, actually, Kilauea caldera is where the big magma chamber is. And then it has a branch that goes out to Pu'u'o'o. So this stuff is flowing down through Pu'u'o'o underneath and then out into the East Rift.
Okay.
From what I saw on that USGS, which we'll have to watch tonight. That will be our video time, will be that one, because it's really quite interesting. And you get a better understanding of what Kilauea, how it's made up.
Is it on a cable channel or something?
No, it's YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's on YouTube.
Then come up with that link and we'll put that on the website too.
Actually, I've got it right here in email, come to think of it.
Text it to me.
Yeah. Hold on.
This is compelling podcasting.
I know, it's not. So I can't text it to you. I can email it to you.
Okay.
So let me forward that.
Cyndi is not a master of the technology.
here.
Why don't we do that after we end the show?
Okay, I've already done it. Oh, I think that's Jeff calling you.
It
He
is,
just
why?
called me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. No, he's not supposed to be home until tomorrow. But anyway,
Right.
okay.
Personal family business. Never mind. We're done.
Yeah.
We'll get political and talk about this. You don't want to talk any politics, do you?
No, I want to go.
Teachers, yay.
Teachers, yay. Yes.
Legislature, boo.
Boo. Yeah. We could go on and on, but we better not
She
start.
doesn't want to talk politics.
Not yet.
You could get her into it. You could, but you have to trick her to do a podcast about it. You'd have to like tag it on to the end of a Hawaiian talk or trains or something.
Possibly, yes.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, that was fun.
Yes, we're done. Over.
And out.
Oh, wait. No, I got to do the titles and stuff. Ladies first. Is that you? No. That's you.
That would be me. Yes.
Cyndi Pierce.
Right there.
This is me, Gary Pierce. It has been episode 9, a travel segment. Our first travel segment.
We'll have more probably.
Hawaii 5.
Uh-oh.
And we are out of here. Over.
And out.